you've coached and been a therapist for celebrities, Olympic athletes, Hollywood stars, high performers, and we usually tend to assume or put people on a pedestal, and we assume that, that's the life everybody should be living. And social media sort of fueled that misconception. That is how life should be, and this guy or this person is living life 100%. And then what goes wrong? Does it get lonely at the top, or do people feel bored? Why do successful people self-sabotage, in your perspective, in your point of view?
Normally it's because they have this belief that I haven't earned this. I see this particularly in pop stars, in rock stars, in some actors, the Robert Downey Jr.'s of the world. I like him very much, by the way. When it's easy, they have this interest, I didn't earn it. And if you have a belief you didn't earn it, you then decide to get rid of it. That's why 70% of lottery winners are completely bankrupt in 3 years, which is a stunning figure. But we have a need to earn something, to feel, I deserve that. And when it's just given to us, it's like, that's why you should never give your child a Porsche for their 18th birthday. You should always make them say, look, like, for instance, my daughter needs a new laptop. I'm like, well, okay, you can have that one. But if you want the other one, you have to pay the difference. I could easily pay the difference. But when you give something to someone, they don't value it. And I mean, they might, but consistently they don't. And when you haven't earned something, you have a great need to get rid of it. And so you'll see that a lot with people who say, wow, like Judy Garland, I became this amazing overnight success and I was depressed. I won this competition and the next day I couldn't get out of bed. I felt like I was walking through a treacle because I had a goal. When I go over there, all my dreams will come true. Then I will be lovable. And many people look out and think, right, the world isn't fair. I don't feel lovable enough. I don't feel enough. I don't feel lovable enough, smart enough, but I can be rich or famous or both. And then everything will be okay. And then they go there. It's a big driver. When they get there, they think, oh, I still feel exactly the same, except now I don't have anywhere to go. Before I had a dream, I've reached the dream. I've never been more depressed in my life. And now
what?
They tend to drink or drugs, or they implode. We saw that with Britney Spears. We saw that with Michael Jackson, with Amy Winehouse, Whitney Houston. With immense talent. But if it's really easy, they can't value it. And if they don't feel they've earned it, they don't feel they deserve it.
So, which is, as you rightly said, that the goalpost is continuously moving forward, is shifting forward. They're driven by getting somewhere. And once they get somewhere and they realize, okay, they feel the emptiness is still inside you, so it's, as you're saying, that somehow they're trying to fulfill a void, which is in there, and they're trying to fulfill it through success and material success and outwardly success. And so what sort of life lessons do you feel might emerge from having worked with these high performers who go off the track? What would you like to share with the viewers about things that we should not be doing or we should be doing?
Well, first of all, you said it before about being perfect. There is no perfect. First of all, you can't be perfect. Nature would not allow you to be perfect. You can try to be perfect, but you're entering a race with no finishing line ever. As you get close, it will move and move and move. And strangely enough, if you appear perfect, my clients who try to be perfect are the unhappiest, but they're almost always alone because we don't like perfect people. They make us feel imperfect. It's, oh my God, if I had a friend who was a Victoria's Secret model, how am I going to feel next to her?
I got unrealistic expectations, right?
My best friend is an Olympic athlete, so I just feel like a complete sloth now. My best friend is perfect. They never eat cake. They never put a foot wrong. And now I feel completely inadequate because it's our imperfections that make us endearing. The basis of friendship is we choose people who share our vulnerabilities. When you appear perfect, you're frequently, years ago when I lived in LA, I went to visit a real Hollywood movie star from the previous era. And I went to her house in Bel Air and she had staff and she never went out. And I'm thinking, wow, she'd have been better off working in a factory because she would have got up, got in her car, went and gone out with her friends after work and gone to a bar. But she sat in her house with her dog and Everything was done. She had a gardener, a cook, a chauffeur, a dresser. Somebody managed her wardrobe. She even had a gift opener. Somebody came to open her gifts because she had so many. But, you know, that kind of life is so fake, but it takes you away from reality. Reality is it's our relationships with people that make us happy.
Right.
And sometimes when you get that success, it's a bit like when you're the boss, you now don't go out for drinks on a Friday night with all the other people in the company because you might have to sack them one day. And so sometimes when you become super famous, you can be very isolated. I think it was Judy Garland who said, no one ever asks me out. They think I'm having a love. No one says, hey, come to dinner.
Right.
In my house because they think I wouldn't like it. And so it's a
but
lonely
they secretly
life.
expected, that, you know, in the part of them would want that sort of external validation is still seeking that validation, right?
So, sorry, I sent you flying there. So trying to be perfect or appearing perfect is a lonely life because our imperfections are very bonding and our sameness is bonding. You know, you see little kids go, I like Lego, I like Buzz, and then we like people that like the same stuff. And the minute you set yourself up as some perfect icon, you're probably going to be quite lonely. And it's not a great life. You want to have a real life and understand that the best you can ever be in the entire world is a flawed person having a flawed relationship with another flawed person. And when you can go, you know, I love my partners. I love the fact my partner's got a bit of a tummy because I can have one too. I love the fact they're not perfect because I don't have to live up to that. And I also saw that working with the children of movie stars who would say, oh, like Julian Lenz would go, oh my God, I love your dad. Or when your dad died, and it's like, but he's my dad. John Lennon is my dad. I couldn't even grieve for him. I had to share that with everyone.
With everyone, right.
Yeah, so movie stars, people expect their kids to be perfect and they are not perfect. And that's really hard for them too.